I don't want to hate what I already like really genuinely love, what I've loved for so long. And I've seen this pattern since 2008 where that's what ends up happening, and people sell out. And
everything in front of me, I can look and look at it through the lens of work, and just not having that separation between my work, my hobbies, my fun. Like, I feel like that's super important to have that balance. So yeah, that was the last thing that I wrote down. I'm sure there's more.
Recently, I've been getting into pistachios. I don't know why. I don't know how this happened, because prior to recently, I always thought that pistachios were the more minutes. We missed the old Anything Goes podcast. Sorry. And I've been thinking about the pros and cons of it a lot, because a lot of people romanticize the idea of being self-employed, especially like on the internet. You know, you hear a lot of people saying that their ultimate goal is to be self-employed, and I totally understand why. You know, being your own boss, in theory, sounds like a dream. And in a lot of scenarios, I think that being self-employed is better than being employed by a boss. Because a lot of times, you know, when you're working under somebody else's structure, because when you're your own boss, it's really, really hard to set boundaries and to say, okay, you know what, today I'm only going to work from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then after that I'm going to stop thinking about work and I'm just going to relax. It's really hard to do that when you're self-employed, because instead of just doing what your boss tells you and then going home and, you know, disconnecting from the whole thing, your job is more heavily ingrained in your being when you're self-employed, and you will struggle to ever stop thinking about it. It's like when you're working, you know, you're working to achieve your boss's goal, right? And so if you have a boss that's not you, then it's easier to just follow orders in a way that's less intimate to you, right? Like, you're just doing what your boss tells you to do in a more robotic fashion. It's not as intimate for you. It's not as meaningful to you. Whereas when you're your own boss, the quality of everything and the fire under your ass to make everything perfect is so much worse, because the work that you're getting done directly affects your business instead of you working for somebody else's business, if that makes sense. It's just so intimate. So there's not really a work-life balance when you're self-employed, because everything is so deep. Not only do you have to get a bunch of work done, but you also are required to discipline yourself if you're not working hard enough. And this can become unhealthy very quickly, because I think that we're a lot easier on other people than we are on ourselves. For example, I'm never going to give someone else the workload that I give myself, because I don't have any sympathy for myself. When I look at myself, I'm like, you could always work harder. Whereas when I look at somebody else, I'm like, well, that's a human being, and, you know, they're only capable of so much before they're going to burn out, right? Just stop thinking about work even if you wanted to, because being self-employed comes with so many more responsibilities than just being an employee of someone else. You know, you have to kind of be on call at all times because you're the boss. Now, for some people who have a different mindset, being self-employed can be great, you know? They might look at being their own boss as freedom. And they might be able to have this work-life balance. They may be able to disconnect from their work so that they can enjoy their life outside of it. Like, it's not like it's impossible. There are some people that are wired like that. But I would say for the majority of people who who are self-employed, they find it impossible to have a balance. They are working 24/7, 365 days a year. Whether they're typing up an email or they're just thinking about it, it never stops, which leads to extreme burnout. But the problem is that if you're self-employed and you're burnt out, yeah, you can take a break because you're your own boss, so you can give yourself that break. But giving yourself a break is difficult. It's really difficult. I've always struggled with this personally. They help customers launch their ideas to build their brand. Squarespace tools are DIY in nature, meaning anyone can learn about, use, or create them without technical expertise. They have a powerful e-commerce platform designed to help your business grow, effortlessly manage your inventory, orders, and customers, gain powerful insights about your. Over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Rather than looking at credit score alone, Upstart considers other factors like your income, current employment, and credit history to find you a smarter rate for your loan. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000, and you can even receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Emma. That's upstart.com/Emma. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know that we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Being an employee should not be looked at as a failure. I think you start making money from a creative thing, it goes from just being a hobby that you're passionate about to something that holds a lot more weight of the business. You know, you're giving up privacy and you're opening yourself up to the entire world for criticism.
Yeah.
And that's not easy, you know what I mean? Let's say you're selling jewelry in a small boutique in your hometown. That's opening up criticism to the people who live in your town. Whereas if you decide to go sell jewelry online, you're opening yourself up to criticism all over the world. This is a bittersweet thing because the fact that everybody all over the world can see your jewelry is an amazing thing. The way that you make your income can be really of it. When you start making money in some way through the internet, it's very easy to start to get obsessed with likes and views and things like that, because those things enhance your online business where it becomes irrelevant and you're scared, you know? Or let's say you're an influencer and you're just simply selling yourself. You might start to base your worth off of how many likes you're getting, how many views you're getting. You know, if you're making money doing brand deals and things like that, you might just start to feel like shit about yourself when you're not getting as many views and likes, or you're not getting as many brand deals, because you might start to think that people just don't like you as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
When you yourself are the product that you're selling, you start to base your worth off of all of the wrong things. Likes, brand deals, views, etc.
Yep.
And that's a whole other slippery slope to go down, you know? Deciding to be self-employed in the form of being an influencer where you are the product. That's possibly the worst way of being self-employed that you can be. I'm doing it myself, so I know all about it, right? Being self-employed as an influencer, if you will. I hate that word. I don't like to use it about myself, but you get what I'm saying. As an internet personality, and that being my business, I know how toxic it can get, right? Because, as I mentioned earlier, you're basing your worth off of all of this stupid shit that doesn't actually matter.
That's
like your
right.
relevance.
Guys, I'm listening to the Emma Chamberlain, Raven Elise, and then I listened to the Shan Woody podcast and the Mariana podcast in the mornings, or like if I'm working out or something. Working out, which I haven't done. But like, you know, when I have the time. Those are my favorite podcasts. Emma Chamberlain was just talking about being self-employed and how it's not what it seems. It's not what everybody should be striving for because it has its pros and its cons, just like everything else. Raven Elise, her podcast was based off of, she was inspired by Emma Chamberlain. Same thing, like she was just discussing the cons of being an influencer and whatnot. Which reminds me of why I take social media, I take it the way that I do, because I don't want to end up hating something that I genuinely enjoy. I don't want to have to feel like I have to share everything, which was just what I was talking about the other day. You know what I mean? Even though you can set those boundaries as you go, like I don't want to hate what I enjoy doing, so it is kind of scary. And like I have worked with brands and it's not that enjoyable. And as you can see, most of at least the influencers that I was just talking about, most of their income comes from sponsorships because you're working for a brand. And there you're not just a boss. You have to really listen to what they want, what these other brands want from you, because they're essentially paying you, right? So there you have no say. So like it might sound cliche like to say, oh my god, this is so good, whatever, ad, because you have no control over it. Like, and just like Raven Elise was saying, I don't know if I can play it all, but yeah, I've been listening to their podcast the whole time while organizing my makeup, because it was about time, and I organized my closet. I had some help, a lot of help, I'm not gonna lie, but finally it's good. I still have to finish organizing it though. Yeah, just like Raven Elise was saying, which I've watched for a very long time as well, how it becomes less enjoyable because of the way that things naturally go. Like people are gonna start to feel entitled to certain things and ask you in a not so pleasant way to do certain things, or they might criticize you a little differently because they're not being nice anymore, because you have so much people coming to you, and so not everyone's gonna be so nice. So like it just reminds me of why I take it slow and I don't beat myself up too much about social media when I'm not doing it, because when I'm not doing it how a lot of people are, like, you know, posting 5 days a week or 7 days a week, because I don't want to hate what I already like really genuinely love, what I've loved for so long. And I've seen this pattern since 2008 where that's what ends up happening, and people sell out and eventually stop posting because it's not so much fun anymore. So I'm good with just like enjoying the ride, you know what I mean? Even if it means like not being viral or like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm enjoying TikTok a lot right now because it's so fun. And yeah, you have to be like strategic with it, but whatever flows your boat, you know what I mean? And yeah, you could use your hashtags like For You page, hashtag viral, hashtag whatever, but because you want people to see it too. I don't know. I hate expectations, like in a way. I've never really said that out loud. I mean, I have certain expectations from people, but like people grow, people change and become who they are. So I feel like when you label yourself as something, which is why I've always had such a hard time, and I'm just venting here, but I've always had such a hard time with like not wanting to be categorized as a lifestyle influencer or like like my dad would be like, she makes makeup videos. I'm like, but I don't make makeup videos. I'm just posting like vlogs and whatever comes to mind. And yes, makeup is included. But like I've just always had such a hard time like not wanting to niche down and blah blah blah, because we are just all so unique. Like there's not just one thing that I like to do on an everyday basis, and I'm not gonna torment myself posting like fashion content like I did for a little bit just because I have to niche myself down and that's what I essentially am good at, or what people enjoy from me, you know what I mean? Or makeup videos. Like I'm not gonna do that. So whatever happens with this social media thing, I hope that genuinely like I continue to enjoy it, and we'll see where we go from here, because that is how I'm feeling today. I just wanted to talk about it, but that's how I've been feeling for a very long time, actually. Like, I realized, like, wait a minute, if I really do like make this my thing, I don't want to end up hating it, like social media. I don't want to end up having to feel like reliant on just, you know, my sponsored posts, and having to like kiss ass to brands and whatnot, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but you guys should definitely check out if you haven't already, because like I said, I've been watching them for a very long time and genuinely enjoy their content, especially Raven Elise. Like, she's been posting for a really long time. Like, I remember her old videos when she was struggling, like, to identify, like, she felt like she was doing something wrong. She was posting and everybody else was like growing when she was posting, so she didn't know what she was doing wrong. And I just remember that time so vividly. I was probably like 13 in my bedroom, just watching this video of hers where she was like venting and saying, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to conform and just like do what everyone else is doing. But like, when you put so much work into something and you don't see growth or reward from it, it starts to like get to you, which I felt a lot like with YouTube and Instagram. But I have to see it as like, you give and you take. Like, I choose to not share everything or be as consistent as people could be, like, strategically. So only time will tell, you know, but I choose to go this route because I don't want to end up hating something that I enjoy just because I want to have 1 million subscribers or have a big sponsorship and whatnot. That's my little rant. It is hard, like, to be on social media and not have a lot of people like to understand you really, and why you choose not to talk about certain things. But I hope you guys can understand. And I know you guys don't really comment on my videos, like I've said before, because I don't really know how to, like, I don't really comment on other people's videos as much. So I understand, like, some people just like to watch. But what was I getting to? Like, it's hard, like, especially when you're first starting out. Like I was just saying, people aren't watching, or you get dislikes and you're like, what the hell? Why are people not liking it? Like, I'd never have disliked a video in my life. But that's my little rant today. I hope it made sense, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm just organizing this makeup. I'm almost done. This is literally all my makeup, guys. I'm not a makeup hoarder. This is all I have. These are just extra brushes, but they're just extra things. And I've had these palettes for a really long time. The Morphe 350, which is just neutrals. But yeah, I don't really do a lot of makeup. I don't even have like colorful palettes. That's one thing I would want to get, like a nice colorful palette, so when I do want color. But all I have is neutrals. And yeah, I'll put this away, and whenever I want to switch things up, I have like a different blush if I want to use my peachy color, or a different powder. But that's really it. Or like an extra mascara. I gotta throw this in the washer, but this is from Merit Beauty. It comes when you buy things. It was gifted to me. I'm gonna throw this in the washer. But usually I would have my everyday makeup, but it was getting really crowded. And then these are just, I don't know how to clean this little basket, but I usually have all my makeup in here. Like, this is what I'll do. If I want to bring something, if I want to try something new, I'll just take whatever and put it in here and bring it over here to my little new nook and whatever. But this, I decided to empty out and organize, because this is my little travel bag, and since I'll be traveling soon, I need it again. It's from Baze, which is Michelle. I forgot her name, but you can put, like, it had a little mirror, but I broke it. Do I have anything in here? But yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next video.